Alright, today we're having a look at Romantic Level by Patrick17293. Alright, today we're having a look at Romantic Level by Patrick17293. And this is an LBP2 slice of goodness. I'm hoping that there's a level here and not just showing off an environment. Although, I mean, sometimes showing off environment levels are nice, there's just not a lot to say about them. Romantic level. Aww. Well, I can just love myself. I don't need to... okay. I mean, we've got a hang glider, and I'm a fan. Well, it's a level. I'm glad that we've got some level action going on. I don't know why I've got scuba gear. I guess, you know, it's just supposed to be a fun level. It's meant to be multiplayer. Probably going for no, like, risk, I suppose. Just kind of a have fun with whoever it is that you happen to love. And we all love somebody. Oh, that is pretty cool. Oh. Whee! There's a snapshot. I'm not sure if the sound came through. But there was a bit of a snapshot. Now, I wonder if we had not gone down in the scuba gear, would there have been a different route? Dun dun dun! But wait! A storm! Will this storm force us into a haunted house? A romantic haunted house? You know, ghosts need love too. In fact, I still have my scuba gear on. I should probably take it off for the thematics, but I'm not gonna, cause it's funny. Aww. Maybe this is like another snapshot chance? Have a little heart with someone? And then you can sail away in a boat. This boat, it looks like it's just gonna face plant into the water. We don't want that. Okay, so we're taking on water. Want to stay back here. Okay, you know. Okay. There's not a lot to say about the level. It is charming. I do want to give it that. It's charming, it's sweet. Not like super high stakes, but I don't think we could do a romantic wedding. I don't know how I feel about that, but hey, I had a good time with it. We're gonna talk about it back at the hub, and we'll see you there. See yas! And we're back, and Romantic Level by Patrick17293. And was it a romantic level? No, I don't know. Your mileage probably varies. I don't know, maybe romantically challenged myself, so it's hard for me to judge it on that basis. But I guess, like, hang gliding and scuba diving and a cabin in the woods, a spooky cabin in the woods, it's somebody's idea of romance. It's a yellow square. Why am I trying to grab something? I should have pointed that out earlier. It is a yellow square. It's kind of a soft yellow square for me, but it's certainly not bad enough to be an orange diamond, and it's not really good enough to be green circle. It is what it is, and it's kind of interesting because I said early in the video that this is a slice of LBP2 goodness, and it is, but it also kind of isn't. It feels very reminiscent of LBP1 level design. I don't really know how to put it besides maybe just the shaping of some of the objects, like the boat that was in the level, and the kind of coral area that you're scuba diving through, and it had a very LBP1 feel to it. That's not a knock, it's not a negative, but it did kind of stand out in my mind. Something else that stood out in my mind, although this was an LBP2 level, there's, I believe, a layer glitch that is being used, that you can see the early on, the ground section going quite far into the background. Also the creek that you can stand by and you can cross over as you're going towards where the hang glider is and the level kind of title section there. It goes very, very deep into the background, and kind of amusingly, and I wonder if Patrick didn't go back to this level once LBP3 came out and actually lock in the layers to only be 3 layers, because you can go all the way into the back, and I imagine you could probably skip over a fair amount of the level. I didn't actually try to push it to break the level, but you can, on the left side, go beyond the initial invisible wall section that Patrick has set up so that you can't actually break the level naturally. So I'm imagine that he didn't, you know, lock in that section there so that players couldn't accidentally break the level. It's a really small thing. You'd have to try to do it, but it did amuse me. I laughed a little bit when I saw it. Something else that made me laugh a little bit, but in a good way, not in a bad way, the hang glider. And I'm really wondering how Patrick put that together, because it's pivoting on a really unusual point to have it swing back and forth the way that it does and still kind of progress down. I don't know what kind of zipline technology that Patrick put together for that, but I did like it. And what we see in the level is, I mean, it's basically it. You know, we saw the whole thing. You've got the initial section leading up into the boat. You can go underwater a little bit and get a photo opportunity, which I thought was kind of cute. There's a bit where you're on a dock. I think this is actually, oh yes, this is actually after the cabin that you get to. There's a bit on a dock where you grab a heart, and the moon in the sky turns into this kind of, I'm not sure what, like a fuzzy heart skull hybrid thing with fireworks. It was amusing, it was nice, it was delightful. In that boat ride, you can actually go underneath the boat, and there's some extra score bubbles and a prize hidden under there as well. Nothing too fancy or anything like that, but it's nice to see. And for some reason, and I don't know why, but coming into the boat this time around, maybe because I came up from beneath in the scuba gear, there's a weird little optical illusion where the reflection was playing in the sky. It was kind of cool, and that can actually happen in real life. I don't think that was intended, but it was a neat little thing, and I appreciated that. And one thing I did want to point out about this level, something that I appreciated very much, we talked about in last week's episode how Doors had a forced level link into Doors Attribute 2. And in this one, it actually has a level link that the player can choose if they want to go through or not. I decided myself not. Going in a romantic style level alone by yourself is one thing, but going into a wedding level alone by yourself is kind of another, and I did feel a little bit like maybe not this time. But see, I had that choice. Patrick gave that choice to me. And I think that if you're going to have these connected levels, unless it's something where they're actually connected up in an adventure hub, that, you know, if you're only going to have like a couple levels linked together in the old school style, then having that level badge linking them so that the players can choose, do they want to go into that level or do they just want to skip it? Give it to them. But that's like, I really kind of pushed a little bit to talk for 10 minutes on this level. There wasn't really a lot to say. It was cute. It was charming. I enjoyed it. But there's also not a lot to it. It's really pretty sparse. The lack of a background really hurts it, and I wonder if that trying to use the layer glitch kind of had it cropping into the background and maybe looked like something that Patrick didn't want to have, but to have that kind of blue-gray sky as just a flat background, I don't think really sells the level particularly well. And at the end of the day, it is very much its thing. I had a good time. I don't not recommend it, but it's not something I would probably put on a playlist to go back to myself. And that pretty much does it here this go about. So, from me, Risco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.